This time, I bring you three urban legends. While no one knows exactly where or when they originated, one thing is certain: they all come from Latin America. What ties them together is a shared goal, a desire they couldn't fulfill in life. These stories left me with a feeling I can't quite explain. All I can say is you need to hear them. Thank you to all our subscribers. If you are new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Here we share stories you may not have heard before. With that said, let's begin. To this day, I can't get it out of my mind. It's like it happened yesterday. It all started at prom. There was something special about her. Her long dark hair, her shy laugh, or those eyes that seemed to hide a secret. Summoning all my courage, I approached her and I asked her to dance. She agreed, and for a moment, it felt as though no one else existed in the room. When the dance ended, it was cold outside. Without thinking, I took off my jacket and wrapped it around her. I asked for her Instagram so I could find her later, and she smiled as she gave it to me. Before leaving, she sent me her home's location. I tried to kiss her. She stepped away and said, "Come by tomorrow if you want." She whispered softly, and then she disappeared into the night. The next morning, I looked up the address. It wasn't far, so I decided to go. When I knocked on the door, an older woman answered. "Are you looking for someone?" she asked. I explained that I had met her daughter the previous night at the dance. Her expression changed completely. "That's not possible," she said with a trembling voice. "She died 5 years ago." Then she invited me inside and showed me a photo in the living room. It was her, the same girl I had danced with. I couldn't believe it. Confused and lost, I left the house and went to the cemetery. When I found her grave, I froze. My jacket was there, neatly folded over the tombstone, and all happened last night. That night, I accepted one final ride. The destination was far, but the pay was good. Even better, it was Uber Cash. Only a detail: that account had no profile picture. When I arrived at the pickup location, it was a dark, foggy area. Suddenly, a girl appeared, walking slowly. Her hair covered her entire face, and she carried an old backpack. She opened the back door and got in without saying a word. The car instantly smelled of fresh roses. "Starting you right," I said, glancing in the rear view mirror. She nodded, but I couldn't see her face, only the curtain of hair that hung over it. She stayed silent, through the trip. When we arrived, she finally spoke. Here it is. Give me a minute. The door opened slowly, but I didn't hear her steps as she go out. The fog blanketed everything. I saw her toward the house and waited for the payment. 10 minutes passed before I knocked on the door. A light turned on and a man answered. Can I help you? He asked. I explained that his daughter had requested a ride, but I hadn't been paid yet. The man went inside, grabbed his wallet, and broke out a photo. How much? He asked. I told him the amount and he paid. Then he said, You know, my daughter has been doing this for 15 years now. But the thing is, she died on her way home back then. She always finds a way to make it back. He showed me an old picture of the girl, something that seemed impossible. Before I left, he said, You are not the first. Thanks for bringing her home. It was late, and my shift as an Amazon delivery driver was almost over. Waze alerted me to an accident ahead, so I slowed down. There it was, a semi-truck wreck on the side of the road. I pull it over and go out to help. A man, covered in dust, exhausted, approached me. I am fine, but I need a huge favor, he said, almost bleeding. He handed me a bag. Please, take this to this address. It's for my wife. She's pregnant and about to give birth. I promised I'd be with her, but I can leave right now. I couldn't say no. I go back into my car and follow the route to the address he gave me. It was a modest home. When I rang the doorbell, a woman answered. Her face was marked with pain, but her eyes were strong and sorrowful. I explained everything, the accident, how her husband had asked me to deliver the bag. As I spoke, she covered her face with her hands and began to cry. I stopped. Then she said, My husband died 7 years ago in an accident. He was a truck driver. He always promised we'd be okay, but he never came back. She invited me in, but I declined. Before I left, I saw her open the bag. It was full of money, a lot of money. She sobbed as she said, he finally kept his promise. On my way back, I returned to the site of the accident. There was no sign of the semi-truck or the man. It was as if they had never been there. Everything we can explain triggers a feeling of searching for the truth. These stories carry with them an indescribable sensation. Imagine yourself in a situation like this, not knowing if the person you are talking to or seeing is truly there. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, and share. Thanks to you, we'll keep bringing more stories. Stay safe, stay curious. See you next time.